Hey everyone, I'm here today to take a look at Mattel's JP93 Jurassic Park T-Rex Dino Tracker set, which is based on the old Kenner toy line, taking those designs and updating them to fit in with the Mattel Jurassic World toy line. I love this vintage style packaging. You've got 93 Classic in the corner there, the Jurassic Park logo, and that gorgeous red and yellow sunset in the background. You can see the gates in the background there as well. I think this packaging looks so much better than the modern packaging. On the back here you've got a picture of the T-Rex and the Jeep. It's a shame it's not an actual diorama. On the Jurassic World YouTube page, the toy creators do set up proper dioramas using the toys and they photograph them. They make it look really cool. So I don't know why they don't use those photos for the back of the packaging here, rather than it being all computer generated and photoshopped. The set comes with a Ray Arnold figure in hunter gear, a Jeep which is kind of an updated version of the Kenner Jeep, and a T-Rex which is also an updated version of a Kenner T-Rex. It's weird seeing Ray Arnold in hunter gear. I always think of him as being an office worker, someone at the computer desk. Here he is next to the Legacy Collection Ray Arnold, and you know, this is more how I think of Ray Arnold. But it is a slightly different head sculpt because the new one has like a radio and microphone coming out of his ear. Also on the new one, they've not painted over his bald patch. On that Legacy Collection one, they painted hair over the bald patch. But this is supposed to be Ray Arnold, how he might have looked if it had been made in the old Kenner toy line. So they've given him the vest that Roland Tembo had from Kenner's Lost World toy line, where it's basically like a dinosaur's face had been cut off and used to make a vest, which I actually thought was kind of cool for Roland Tembo, but it doesn't really suit Ray Arnold. I don't imagine him walking around with a dinosaur's skinned face on his chest. But the armour is removable, so if you take that off, he pretty much just looks like a generic park worker, which I prefer to think of him as. Like, I don't really want Ray Arnold being out there with a spear hunting dinosaurs. It just doesn't suit the character. But you can use this as just like a generic park worker, especially without that vest on. Like, I can imagine him feeding the dinosaurs or something. But he also comes with a spear, which actually fits on the side of the Jeep there. There's a hole that it slides into, and he can hold that in his hands if you want Ray Arnold out there throwing spears at dinosaurs. I guess it's meant to be like a cattle prod, not actually a spear. So you can have him spearing a T-Rex or giving the T-Rex a shock with like a cattle prod. And it does hold in his hands pretty well, especially because of that peg that's sticking out that slides into the Jeep. You can actually have him holding that as well, so he can hold the spear pretty securely. And then you've got the T-Rex, and that comes with some capture gear. It's got like a metal muzzle that goes around the face and goes around the neck there, and then also some chains that go between the legs. And this is just like the capture gear that came with the original Kenner version that this T-Rex is based on. It just comes unclipped at the back there, and then you can slide it off, and these clip off there pretty easily. It was a repaint of this T-Rex that this design is based on. So it was this sculpt just in those colours, but I don't have that repaint. But I do have the original Juvenile T-Rex. And I think this smaller T-Rex body, which has been used loads over the years, we've had every year they reuse this body, but it's always seemed a bit too small for me. But as a juvenile T-Rex, it actually works perfectly. The head sculpt does look pretty similar to that original. I always thought the original one actually looked quite vicious. This little juvenile has got really kind of snaggly looking teeth, really sharp and broken looking teeth. And if you've got any of the other T-Rexes that are this size, the capture gear will fit on them as well. And here are some of the different head sculpts we've had on that body. The two T-Rexes that were both supposed to be the Lost World T-Rex, which doesn't work at all because it's way too small. And then this new one, which is supposed to be smaller because it's a juvenile. And this is definitely the best head sculpt we've had, I think, partly because it's got those new rubbery teeth that look thinner and sharper than the other ones. But it's just a better sculpt, I think, that suits the body better. But otherwise, this is a T-Rex that we've all seen 100 times now over the last 6 years. It's a pretty jazzy colour scheme. I don't know if it really works for a T-Rex, but it's more about the nostalgia and getting those Kenner Jurassic Park toy line vibes. Is the Jeep, and I love getting more of these Jeeps that were in the Jurassic Park film, and it's cool having this variation, which is actually quite a bit different from the other ones. So you've got Ray Arnold sitting in there. You can fit 2 figures in the seats, and then you can stand quite a few figures in the back there, but there's only pegs to put on 2 feet, so you could probably put like 1 peg in one figure, 1 in another. But if you wanted, you could really stand loads there. And this is based on the original toy Jeep from the Kenner line, which is in turn based on the movie Jeeps, but it's just not anywhere near as accurate as the Mattel ones that we've had recently over the last few years. But it's nice having one that's based on the original toy line rather than the movie. You can see it's got the 27 number on the side there. Both got the Jurassic Park logo on the bonnet, which I really like having it on the bonnet like that. Though this new one's got this sort of speckledy red pattern. I don't know if that's from some other Kenner Jeep that I don't have and haven't seen, because they have changed some of the details, like not having a windscreen, but instead having bars across the window and having lights on the top there as well, so there's a row of spotlights. It's got the red bar on the back there, and then a place for the figure to stand like the original did. It's even got the yellow steering wheel like the original one had. And one nice thing about this is that it's actually got opening doors either side, which is something that even the movie style Jeeps from Mattel haven't had. And here it is with a more movie accurate Jeep. It does fit in pretty well with them, just as like a different model Jeep. But it's a completely different sculpt as far as I can tell. The original Kenner Jeep actually looked more accurate to the movie Jeep than this new one does. They seem to have kind of completely redesigned the front there. But if they wanted to, they probably could have just used the mould from the movie style Jeeps and give it a different paint job. But I'm glad they actually gave us a completely new mould with this. It's got a winch sculpted on the front there, but it's not a working one like we got with JP18. I always think it's a shame when they don't give us a working winch anymore, because I loved that. And it's got various spotlights and things. It's all sticker details. It's got the spare tyre on the back, because the original Jeep had a spare tyre on the back, and most of them have done except for JP18. You see once again the lights and all that are different details. It is a completely different sculpt for the body of the Jeep. I think it's just the tyres that are the same as what we've had on the other ones. Even the detailing on the bottom is different. That's the new one, and this is the older ones and the detailing we'd have on them. But it's nice they put the detailing on the bottom, so if you've got a T-Rex kind of tipping one of the Jeeps over, it still looks good. So the details on the dashboard there. Got like the gear stick and things as well. It makes me wish that we had doors that opened on the movie Jeeps. It is cool building up a fleet of these Jeeps now. Got 10, 12, 18 and now 27. They look pretty good all lined up together. The new one has wing mirrors as well, but they're a different design too, so all new sculpting. See, it's sticker detailing on the inside of the mirror as well to give a bit of a reflective look, but it's not actually reflective. Once again, there's the bonnet of the original one with that Jurassic Park logo on, compared to the bonnets of the movie design. Thanks for joining me for this look at the JP93 off-road trackers set. I really enjoy these JP93 Kenner updates. I guess it's because I've got nostalgia for them, but I don't think they're that popular, because I've noticed that when I or other people review them, they don't get so many views. Let me know what you think of this set and the JP93 toys in general in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you again next time.